it looks like native controller support is coming to New World, and I'm gonna have to dive back in just to test it out and see what it feels like because I've been very open about this in the past. I played it when it first came out for about 40 hours before I just got tired of just the overall there wasn't they hadn't refined things yet, right? It was still I kind of feel like the launch was sort of like the early access version. It was fun and it had a core gameplay loop that I really enjoyed, but there was way too much grindiness. There was still a little bit of jank here and there, and they've spent a lot of time smoothing things out since then and making the game better and better, which is what every MMORPG does. The moment they go live, they become testing waters and they just go from there, and they always adapt and evolve over time. So it's nothing new. We've seen it before in dozens of different games, but it looks like controller support is coming. And I said this earlier because I don't like to do a lot of mouse and keyboard, and it's very much action based as a game. And so it was definitely wreaking havoc on my left hand from the WASD stuff because of the need to be running around and dodging attacks and jumping and everything else. And so I much prefer when I'm doing action based games to play it on a controller. So this is really cool. This is February 29th. I'm recording this at like 8:45 Central Time at night. Greetings, adventurers. Controller support is coming to New World. Choose from 2 preset controller layouts to enhance your New World experience. As part of optimizing New World for controller play, we've introduced the following new features and settings with additional functionality, such as rebinding, coming soon. We've also caught up with the development team for even more insight into all things controller. This is just, I'm definitely going to reinstall this and give it a try, because I said this in my initial review of the game. It had like some of the best sound design I've ever heard in an MMORPG. I loved the crafting and harvesting loop. What I didn't like at launch was the grindiness of the leveling process, and then the aspect of being forced to do repeatable side quests to try to stay up with high enough levels to be able to do the main quests. And I'm not in for that. Side quests should be optional. The main quest needs to be enough, and so that kind of turned me off to it. And they've since patched things up and smoothed things out and made the experience much better. So I might, I don't have the bandwidth right now, but this is for me, it's a game where it's kind of like Guild Wars 1, it's always there. Guild Wars 2, it's always there. You bought it, you paid for it, whatever. You're good until an expansion, what have you. So I'll definitely try it out again, and if I like it, we might do more of it in the coming months. New features: there's aim assist for ranged attacks, only available on controller and exclusively against NPCs. PvP aim assist will be reevaluated in future seasons. Target friction. I'm not going to read through all these. Actually, this is a pretty big list. So they've got target friction, enemy target lock, freeform movement, which allows running in all directions, including towards the camera. There's target lock. Very cool. Camera direction for melee attacks, improved accessibility with radial menus, having more functions, shift modifiers for those of you who want to do that, UI help bars, and shortcut windows. Cool stuff. Apparently there's a developer interview here. Let's see, gameplay, adding gameplay, target lock makes for some great combat gameplay. Dodging and circling around is very fluid, and moving between locked targets is easy. God, dude, this is going to become, I'm telling you, I really liked everything in this game, and it sounds like they're doing everything they can to make this game console friendly, or controller friendly, which means it's theoretical. I don't know. It's theoretical that we could see New World coming to other platforms at some point, right? It's only on PC, right? Yeah, I haven't played in a long time. New World. Yeah, it's only PC. So, I don't know. Could be a move in that direction. More shortcut buttons, all this other stuff. Development process here. I like the screenshots, man. Okay, it says here we started by setting the bar high based on games we felt were gold standards for our genres. Third-person action gameplay and a complex RPG UI. Significant work into both gameplay and the UI, along with the new camera movement mode and target lock. Remember, this game wasn't initially designed for controllers. That's really cool to know. Like, I remember having a controller functionality, very, very rudimentary at one point playing it through Steam, but it was never that good because I could never get all the things to work. So there was still a ton of mouse and keyboard, especially in the early days. Um, but native support, that's gonna get rid of all of that. It's amazing. So that's the thing. It wasn't originally designed that way. So when I eventually found out that you could use the Steam, because playing it through Steam, you could use a controller. I remember the last few sessions I had set up the controller, but the controller scheme was really wonky. Like you could only have like half the abilities. Like it was just really tough to set up. So having this native is going to be amazing for that. It says here there's a lot of work figuring out how to fit all the function on a gamepad, which means we got radial menus and shift modifiers because it's in the UI. The new tech, haptic ties to audio cues, cursor magnetism. Oh yeah. Menu navigation. We're still tuning the last part along with future updates like button remapping. We went back and forth on how hard or complex to make controls. Okay. Cool beans. These are great screenshots, guys. Transferring many keyboard inputs to a handful of controller buttons. Okay. We will launch with multiple preset button layouts, but trying to find the best default was a challenge. Having more player data earlier would have helped drive these decisions. Haptics is considerably different across controller types too, which we discovered late in the process. There's a scary moment when we realized New World's system for generating and controlling haptics would not work with DualSense controllers. Boo. But they did find a workaround. Cool. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. PvP controller balance, which doesn't affect me because I'm never ever going to be playing PvP. I only enjoyed the PvE loop, and this is one of those games where I think it is it's the only game I've ever played that I can think of. This screenshot is really cool, by the way. It's the only PvP game I can think of that I've played in recent years where I had a lot of fun playing, and that's because the PvP in New World is completely optional. So it was just if you wanted to participate, you could, but otherwise you could just run around and do the single player storyline quests and the dungeons and harvest and craft and do dailies and repeatables and all that other stuff on your own without ever once having to worry about it because it was off by default. Like you weren't actively participating in PvP and you weren't flagged. You can run around and do whatever you want. And I found that to be very refreshing because it was like, it was a game that felt accessible to everybody. So this is awesome. Did they give a date for this? Has it already come out? It just says is coming. Is there a date down towards the end? For the season 5 controller long I don't need to read that. I'm scrolling for a date really quick, everybody. I don't see one yet. All right. So it just says it's coming. Is coming to New World. Coming soon. Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye on this and probably get it reinstalled and patched up just so that I have it on hand, ready to go whenever this goes live. And I'll be diving in and playing this again. At the very least, I'll come and do an overview video on the controller because I like playing with the controller. So I will definitely do a controller overview video for New World. And then if I really like it, we might do a playthrough after Dragon's Dogma 2. And depending on Star Wars Outlaws and all the other things that are coming in the pipeline. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams here and on Twitch. There's a Discord. Check it out. There's a Patreon. Check that out. Of course, you can get a copy of my latest fantasy novel. Links are down below. I'll see everybody in the next one. Stay safe. Happy gaming, folks.